What's up, y'all? It's your boy Cam Anthony here, and you are talking to Rob on Front Row Live.
Congratulations,
Thank
season 20 winner of The Voice. And I feel like you are what we've been needing. These last couple weeks, I've been like, we haven't had like a wow kind of artist in these last couple seasons. And I feel like that's what you are. You are that artist that, everybody has not only been excited about, but like I'm like already waiting for new music from you. So congratulations with this win. And for you personally, like what does winning season 20 of The Voice mean to you?
This was, again, this is just, I keep saying, a breathtaking experience. Like, to be able to stand up there alongside these amazing, amazing, amazing artists that were here this season, like it has meant the world to me. Like, to be able to just, be in community with them as well, and like build this relationship and family. So that was very important to me. But to be able to win has been phenomenal. Like, just to know that I'm the first artist that is, not a country artist to win on Team Blake has been, that's mind blowing. And I just found that out actually. But like that's such an honor, and it just means the world to me. And just to know that he had that much faith in me to allow me to do my own thing was also very special. So it's very validating.
Now it's funny because I still don't understand why you chose Blake over Nick. So was there like a full reason for that? I mean, obviously you're happy that you did, but was there a reason behind Blake over Nick?
There was just this unspoken vibe that I have from Blake that, was number one, familiar, and was also he just it carried on into the show and our working together, which was that he was very down to earth and he was very chill, and he created this environment where you could just be yourself, and he would also neutralize the tension sometimes in the room, because when you're filming on a show, it can be very tense and production can get tight, but he made it very, relaxed, and he would bring the jokes and laughter. So it's been amazing work with him.
As far as your experience with Blake during rehearsals, during the studio sessions, how would you say that he's kind of helped you throughout this process? And how would you say he's taught you new techniques for your vocals and for even your performances?
I feel like the main thing Blake has taught me was just, again, being authentic. I mean, he is a clear example of just do your thing, be your own, be your own boss, sort of, and like, embody who you want to be at the fullest, and that'll work for you, and he's been the most consistent, and I feel like the just the coolest like coach ever. So I appreciate just being able to work with him.
Every performance that you've had this season, I mean, for us, the viewers, it seemed like it was flawless each and every time. But for you personally, when did you feel challenged, and how were you able to overcome those challenges that you were facing?
Well, I think number one, when I'm recording or working on, putting together a song, my goal is to have my framework and then a backup framework, right? And I kind of like impromptu while I'm on stage, just like decide like, okay, I'm feeling good. My voice is feeling free. Let's take this major note from version 2 and let's, put that in there, just to try to challenge myself and see, how much fun I can have with it, right? But I would say the biggest challenge for sure, without having to do all of that, was Feeling Good by Nina Simone. I had to learn how to scat because it was in the song. Nobody really like actually does the scat. So I'm like, I want to be able to fully pay respects to her as an artist. And it was her birthday too. So it all was just like a full circle moment, like this needs to happen. And I would also say last night's performance was pretty, challenging to stay up in that mixed voice / falsetto place that is just like so, iconic for that specific song. So I'm like, it's like also in that Prince world, where it's like, it has that high pitched voice. So it was pretty challenging to do that, but it was also a fun challenge, and spending time with Blake on the stage was awesome.
That's actually one of the things that caught my attention about you from the very beginning, is that you have this beautiful falsetto and you have this incredible control over it, to the point where you can go from falsetto to like a different kind of vocal range and different kind of vocal tone, and like doesn't even seem like it bothers you in any way. How did you go about, as far as learning how to control that, and what kind of techniques did you find yourself doing in order to do that?
I did a lot of studying. I find a lot of inspiration from so many different places. And I would say the first thing that really I started working on my falsetto with was it's this thing called koning, which is an ancient Viking call. And I was drawn to it just by its sheer beauty and the immense, like I wouldn't call it pain, but it was so full of emotion that it inspired me to work on it. And it's in this high register that you would find your falsetto. And they would just spend time flying up and down that scale. And I was like, I spent a lot of time practicing that. But I also look at this place called the Singers Room. And you have amazing, amazing singers. I believe they're from the DMV area. And they blew my mind away when I discovered them. Like, I have never heard the notes and the minor chords that they go to, or just the different ideas and choices that they make were very inspiring. And so I spent a lot of time just studying and working on that part of my creativity to kind of bring that to the stage.
And when you have that control and you have that technique going on, and then you are placed with someone like Blake Shelton for last night's performance, who has a completely different vocal range, how did the two of you go about as far as the rehearsals and kind of figuring out which pockets fit where for each singer?
I think we number one, put having fun at the top of it. Like, we were really trying to just get out there and enjoy ourselves. So really, I think the easiest method, or what would, I guess, overlay or outcome, was I'd sing the verses and, jump in here with Blake on the hook. He was rocking out on the guitar. So, I mean, I think we were like, let's just get out here and do our thing. Like, and then our other thing was just like, really just show how much fun that we have, because we really do. Like, this man cracks jokes all the time, and it's really fun to be around and witness.
So as far as your performance goes, because you have so much going on with your vocals, you also have a little bit of the dance moves going on as well. So that balance, is that something that you are still trying to learn how to tackle during these performances, or is that something that also comes naturally to you?
I think moving and being able to just perform performance-wise was definitely something I feel like comes natural. But incorporating more of the, actual movements, or like sort of in my previous performance of Cynthia Erivo Stand Up, where there was a moment I reached up and I, did this. And like, there are specific moments, of course, that are orchestrated to invoke a certain feeling. So that kind of stuff is slightly new. And I hope to be able to incorporate more, and I'm working on making sure that I can kind of balance the two. So for those of you who are working on that, running on the treadmill and singing at the same time, very important. Jumping jacks, singing at the same time, very important, because it helps you gain control. Because while you're jumping, you got to figure out how to make it sound right. So take that. That's some really good advice that I learned from some people here. So
I feel like that, running and jumping, just being able to have that kind of adrenaline running or going while you're rehearsing, I feel like that also has something to do with the way that you sing and being able to emote the way that you do. Do you do those techniques also when you're kind of learning new vocal ranges and new styles of singing?
Yeah, for sure. I honestly, sometimes I come from the approach of, if I don't know the song, I won't learn it the way that it's, originally made, because I want to see what I can come up with how I'm feeling from the lyrics and maybe the instrumental. And then I reference what the original is, so that I can influence or pull some more influence from that and make sure that it's still familiar. But I feel like it's important to be able to find your part in it at first, and then to be able to incorporate what it is originally.
So you've had original music in the past. So from this original music to now, how would you say that you've kind of evolved as a songwriter, as a performer, as a singer? And moving forward, what would you say your fans can look forward to?
I would say that I definitely have changed a lot as a songwriter, for sure, because of the amount of stories that I've gained and the lessons that I've learned from, a lot of the people who were here and who are amazing writers. Rachel, Carolina is an amazing writer. Rachel is also an amazing writer. You've got Christine Kane, she's a writer. Pretty much everybody here was, they were all just inspiring me to continue and growing with my song. But also, I would say that you can expect a lot of you can expect, number one, an introduction. I think my first body of music, I want it to be an introduction into who I am as an artist and a full rounded, visual, sound, all of that. I want everybody to just get into that vibe. And then also I just, expect different kinds of art, dancing, painting, stories. I love to write short stories. So I might drop a few short stories and just, see where that goes.
Do you feel like you found your identity as an artist throughout this experience?
Definitely. I think it's given me the opportunity to solidify who I am. I think I came in with an understanding, and it's this, you're testing that out and seeing what that is like in real life, and that's, you're by yourself. So you get to figure this out. Like, oh, I like this, I like that. But when you get to actually test it out and just experience life as the person that you said you're going to be, it's just pretty dope.
So for you personally, when you're working on new material, do you get excited over melody, or do you get excited over lyrics?
I think it's both. I would say like Victor Solomon is he's great at finding these melodies and things that like make your ear go, ooh, like, whoa, like that is outrageous, right? So I think those type of things are very important, especially as a listener, when you're, trying to listen to music, any type of songs or any performance, right? But also the lyrics are very important. You can take Cynthia Erivo's Stand Up. That is just a powerful song based off of just the lyrics alone. And it's a cry out for like change and a call to action to really work on this world that we're living in, because it's not perfect and we have the ability to change it. So I think that music is that way of just pushing that kind of conversation.
So now that you got to experience a performance like the Bon Jovi song that you did, which I was blown away by as well, what kind of impact did a performance from a song like that have for you towards new material that you might be working on in the future?
I think it just says that I will, number one, I want to, step into these other realms that people wouldn't expect me to, because I think it gives me opportunities to collaborate with people that, normally would not expect. Like, I feel like now people can see a collaboration from me and Blake, and that can be, that is something that people can wrap their heads around. So I want that to be, I want to blur the lines a little bit, but then also kind of like clear them up, if that makes sense. It's like, I am this, Blake is that, but we can also do this, So I think that'll be the dope thing about this.
So as mentioned earlier, you are the winner of season 20. So what's next for Cam? What can fans look forward to in the near future? And do you even get some time for yourself, or are you just running and gunning whatever comes your way?
I definitely want to take some time to chill, get myself together, because I've over a lot of time that I've been doing things like this, I kind of lose bits and pieces of it because I don't give myself a chance to just relax and take it all in. So I definitely want to do that. I want to see my family, my niece. I haven't been able to meet her yet, but she was born in February. So I want to go see my fam. And then of course I have some music that I've been working on that I definitely want to share with the world. And I'm eager to share. And also, I'm gonna say this here too. I love The Wiz. And hey, if we can make a live action version of The Wiz happen, I humbly audition for the Scarecrow. Thank you very much. Anyone who can make that.
Well, I mean, let's make it happen. And I love that musical theater is still something that you want to pursue, because like how different would you say it is to do a musical casting compared to like doing a performance like this or a show like this, where you are constantly trying to show America who you are as an artist, why you should be, the next big thing. So how different is an opportunity like that?
I think that number one, for Broadway or any kind of like musical, you are number one embodying a character, right? But it's something about those characters that is also true to you that I think is dope, right? We get to, I was working on Hair with Kenny Ortega and Chevelle Shepherd as well from the past season. She was a winner. And a bunch of other folks from my community here. And they were, number one, it was a phenomenal experience just to work with them and work on that very freeing musical. But I would say the main difference from performing on this stage and doing a musical is you have to do a lot more thinking when it comes to making sure you may have lines to say, you may have a specific spot that you have to be at on stage. And of course, it's similar with performing here, but they're also dancing, and there's a lot of other things that go into it. But it's also just, I think the feeling is different. Like, you are joined with a lot more people on stage. It's more of a community job. Like, we're working to make a full-on thing come together, a full picture, versus on the stage, you're by yourself and you're making your own vision come to life. So it's pretty cool either way.
Now, I know you got to meet Will Smith during one of your casting auditions for Motown. Were you able to get any pointers from that meet? And if so, like, what was one pointer that he gave you that, you know, sticks out to you today?
Thank you, number one. I love that. uh, it's funny. That was I believe it was my first time actually going to audition, and I got to
Wow.
meet my brother, and I were there together. And I was going through this Motown boot camp with Barry Gordy and a few other friends. One of them is Reed Shannon, and he ended up actually being the one who played Michael on the musical. But it was pretty crazy seeing Will Smith walk in the door. I mean, he's number one, a Philly native, and we look up to him a whole lot. And so just to be able to like see him walk in, I'm like, hey, like, is there any way we can get a picture? We grabbed a picture, and he was just like, just again, stay true to yourself. This is an amazing experience you got going on. So make sure you take it in and remember everything that's going on, and just like enjoy it, soak in it. So I took the time to do that, and I'm glad I got to, because that was a phenomenal experience.
That's amazing, Cam. Well, I mean, that I feel like that was like just the start of big things happening for you, and everything else just kind of trickled through. Not by chance. I feel like it's like you're having these opportunities because you belong where you're at that certain time. So this is your time right now, and definitely looking forward to hearing more material from you and seeing what's next for Cam Anthony.
Thank you for having me too. I really appreciate this.